I have 70 hours in FNAF 4. I love FNAF 4, and in my opinion, it's the best FNAF. There is this challenge that I love doing ever since I started watching The Bones 5. It's FNAF 4 without using either hallway doors. This quickly became one of my favorite challenges, and I did it more times than I can count. Then, one day, I had a thought. Man, I've done this challenge so much, I probably could do it blind. First, I'll explain the rules. I must beat the first 6 nights of FNAF 4. I can never close either hallway doors. If Foxy ever gets into the room, I reset. During the nights, I have to be fully blindfolded. It's technically possible to beat nights 7 and 8, but to beat night 7, you would have to be luckier than winning the lottery 100 million times in a row. You might be confused about the second rule, since it doesn't really make sense why I need it. Well, when I did the no doors challenge in my free time, I decided to make it harder, and I started adding that rule. So for this challenge, I decided to keep it in. Now there's a blind mode in this game where the screen is just black, but it doesn't give the best content. So instead, I blindfolded myself and put on the map cheat so you can see where the animatronics are. I also made a script so that when I clicked WASD, it would put my mouse in different places on screen. So here's how FNAF 4 works and how the challenge is even possible. Bonnie comes from the left door and Chica from the right. Bonnie and Chica don't actually move, they kinda move from spot to spot. They use this system called movement opportunities. Here's how it works. Bonnie and Chica every 5 seconds will roll a d20, just like the D&D dice. If they roll what their AI level is set at or lower, then they will move. For example, near the end of night 1, Bonnie has an AI level of 2, meaning that if Bonnie rolls the d20 and rolls a 3 or higher, he won't move. If they do move, they have a 50% chance to move forward and a 50% chance to move back. Unless, of course, there's only one way to go. They start on this square and move until they get to your door. Now, if they get to your door normally, you would close the door and they would go away. But we can't do that. This is where we abuse some of the mechanics in FNAF 4 to our advantage. Bonnie and Chica will only jump scare you after they have been at the door for a collective amount of time. On night 1, it's 20 seconds, and on night 6, it's like 12. Once the timer has been reached, the next time you look at the bed, they'll jump scare you. So if we never look at the bed, we can't be jump scared by Bonnie or Chica. You reset this timer by closing the door or flashing them when they are in the hallway. Unlike other FNAF games, Bonnie and Chica will actually leave the door. So, we can always reset this timer by just clearing them with the flashlight in the hallway. Freddy is behind us on the bed, and you simply just have to clear the Freddles from the bed. This timer is not very strict, and Freddy is almost never a problem. Foxy will move from right to left hallways with a running noise that pans. If you hear running in only one ear, then he has run down that hallway, and the only way to get rid of him is to flash him in the hallway. If Foxy is in one hallway, and you are at or go to the other hallway, Foxy will run into your room and get into your closet. We are pretending that instead of him running into the closet, we simply just get jump scared and lose. On most nights, Foxy moves every 5 seconds. Foxy has a 90% chance to go to the other hallway and a 10% chance to run down into the hallway. Night 5 is different, but trust me, we'll get there. And I get there at 14.25, and I count less than 5 seconds. That's 0.75 seconds. I don't think that that's bad. Okay, I'm gonna do 12.25. So like immediately after 12. Night 1 is very easy normally, so I had no problem with it. This door, I'm gonna do it. This is the only time I'll do it the entire run. I can't do this. What I just did, I can't do this. Right around, yeah. The thing about Fun with Plush Trap is you can do it every time by doing this. Listen for the scurry twice, and the moment he starts walking, flash the flashlight. So, that's the first scurry. That's the second. And that was him walking. And that's how you do it every time. Before we get into the second night, I have another mechanic I would like to touch on. Bonnie and Chica once per night teleport to your door. This can only happen when the hour changes, which I can't see because I'm blindfolded. Bonnie can teleport from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. Chica from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. So, from personal experience, I know that teleport can happen immediately. Bonnie's on the left. We're gonna risk this. So, Bonnie was there. I'm locking in because it's probably a TP. That was Chica teleporting. I don't want to check Freddy. I'm gonna die. This is my first death. Unless Chica moves now. Oh. No! I fucked up. Jump scare warning. Jump scare warning. Oh. Oh! Really? Nice. On night 3, I got a strange bug. Am I flashing my flashlight? Yes. Okay, my flashlight isn't making noise. Okay, I'm gonna reset. I'm not counting this. I'm not counting that because like I literally can't hear my flashlight. I got a glitch. When I reset the game, I got rid of the map on screen, so if anything is important, I'll let you know visually. My flashlight's not making noise. Okay, alright. I guess the challenge is harder now, whatever. This is... What? What is happening? Okay, this is so much harder now, but it's okay. Just checking that Bonnie didn't teleport. Chica's out of kitchen. Chica's on my right hallway. And we flash twice because Foxy's also there on Chica's side. If it's on Bonnie's side, you only need to flash once. Get my door. Easy. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to subscribe, since I'll be doing other things like this in the future. It's free, and you can unsubscribe at any time. I also stream most days on Twitch at 6 p.m. Central. The link is in the description. Night 4 is where I had my first reset. However, after a couple attempts, Night 4 went down pretty easy. Ah, Foxy, you... Night 5 is when the game makes a major change, and instead of the 4 main animatronics, it's just Fredbear, which has an entirely different mechanic. This is how Fredbear normally works. Fredbear will move corner to corner and always make noise. However, he can go into the hallway. If he does, it will always be silent. So, if you don't hear him for a while, go up to the door and flash your flashlight quickly. If he's there, since the flashlight doesn't clear him, you have to close the door. If you hear him laugh, it could be real or fake. If it's real, then he just teleported to the bed or the closet, and you have to go clear him. There is a way to tell if a laugh is real or not that involves a timer, but for this challenge, since I'm blindfolded, it won't matter. Just know that if Fredbear laughs twice within 10 seconds, one of them is real. Okay, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be really hard. This is definitely gonna be the hardest night in the game, for sure. but I feel like this is a lot harder than I thought it is, because how would you know when he actually gets into the hallway? Because you can just fail a movement. He failed that many movement opportunities. Really? What? You're joking. Now I'll get on to night 5 later, because after some attempts, I realized night 6 would actually be easier. So just know that night 5 is Fredbear for all 6 hours, but night 6, the last 2 hours, are Fredbear. You might think that night 6 would be hard, but since Bonnie and Chica are moving so much, this means if they're at my door, they have a higher chance to go back to the hallway, making it easier. Bonnie's at my door. He left. We're gonna risk Foxy. Okay. Ten, 11, 12, 2, 3, 4. Oh, oh, oh. Screw that. Oh my gosh, I actually did that. Okay. Okay, the first 4 hours, cake. Cake. Night 5 is theoretically possible. Okay, I've been foreshadowing how hard Fredbear actually is, but now I'm going to give you a little bit more context into what I'm actually freaking doing. I've already explained how Fredbear normally works, so now I'm going to explain how Fredbear works when you can't close doors. Then I'm going to explain why doing it blind is way harder. Earlier I said if Fredbear's in the hallway, you have to close the door, since flashing your flashlight doesn't make him go away. So, how can you beat Night 5 without closing doors? Well, take a look at this. So, what just happened? Well, once Fredbear enters the hallway, a timer starts. If this timer is in between 10 and 15 seconds, and you are at the opposite hallway door, Fredbear will silently enter the bed or the closet. This way we can get around Fredbear jump scaring us by using this mechanic every time he enters a hallway. So, you listen for Fredbear until he stops making noise. Then, you quickly flash your flashlight to see if he's there. You have a timer on, and look at the timer when you see him. Then, you add 10 seconds. You get to the other door, and you wait until it reaches that time. Then, you check the bed or the closet. It's actually kind of funny because Night 5 without closing doors is actually pretty easy. But what if you can't see? When Fredbear gets into perfect recreation of the map. So this room doesn't matter. Okay, orange. When Fredbear gets into the hallway, he has a 15-second kill timer. Okay. However, also if he gets into the hallway, Then he has a 10-second timer to where if the player goes to the opposite door, then he'll just instantly teleport to the bed of the closet silently. Okay? If you hear him go left, you wait 3 seconds. You run up to the door and you flash your flashlight really quickly. If he's there, you go to the other door. From the timer, you add 10 seconds from when you saw him. Then you go check the bed in the closet. But there's no sound cue for if you see Fredbear in the hallway or not. Let's do a little test. I'm going to show you this interaction. Now, when you get to the door, Fredbear will either be there or he won't. The question is Fredbear in the hallway or not? Oh, and one more thing. The screen will be black. Here we go. So, was Fredbear in the hallway or not? Pause or rewind if you want to. The answer is... I don't know. No, seriously, I don't know. The audio you just heard was from this clip in which I recorded while I was blindfolded, and I haven't checked the recording yet. I am writing the script and doing the audio before I even check if Fredbear was in the hallway or not in this clip. In fact, if I recorded this and instead of being blindfolded, I was using the blind mode in-game, no one would ever know. It would be impossible to prove either answer. And here's where the problem of Night 5 in this challenge comes into play. We never know if Fredbear is in the hallway or not. When we clear Bonnie or Chica, you can flash the flashlight a ton, and if your flashlight stays on, then they are there. Bonnie was there. This doesn't apply to Fredbear. Flashing a ton won't do anything, and there is no animation you're stuck with. He doesn't give off an audio cue like he does in the closet or the bed. We will never know if Fredbear is in the hallway or not during the entire night. So, let me introduce you to Schrodinger's bear. Schrodinger's cat is a concept where someone puts a cat in a box and they close it shut. They later come back and are asked a question. Is the cat alive? Now both the answers yes or no are equally valid, and he isn't right or wrong until somebody opens the box. But what if the box can never be opened? There is no way to prove that the cat is dead or alive. So what if he answers yes? Well, he wouldn't be right and he wouldn't be wrong. We can apply this to our challenge. The box is the hallway and the cat is Fredbear. Fredbear could be in the hallway or not, and I will never know. So how the hell can you beat the night if you don't even know Fredbear is actually in the hallway or not? Okay. So like I said, he could just do nothing. So if I don't hear him for 6 seconds, then we'll do it. No, let's wait for 13 seconds. I'm gonna put a metronome on. This is gonna be impossible without a metronome. 22. Okay. What? Okay, 22. So that it's not 10 seconds. It's 20. So he has the chance to kill you between 10 and 20 seconds. You're joking me. That cuts everything into smithereens. So you failed that many movement opportunities again? Really? I'm not sure this is possible. So I waited till 16 and a half. But he moves instantly. So if he if he has a chance, okay. Okay, let me run it back. So when Fredbear moves over, when he moves into the hallway, it's always silent. He'll never make noise whatsoever. However, if he moves to the other hallway, it'll always make sound. So I'll always know. The problem is when he doesn't move. That's gonna be I'm gonna call it I'll probably do this in my free time. Check the, or like extra time, not on stream, so that I can really focus and really get it done, because this is like, it's just luck. Hi. So this is me a couple days after the stream. This is cut. I've been hating the fact that I didn't actually do this. So I'm going to run attempts for 12 hours. Or at least until I get it. Because I know if I play perfectly without the variable of laughs, I have a 7% chance to win. I can do that. I can do that. So we're going to go for it. But he also starts a 10-second timer. Now, I think I'm right in saying this. If you clear him from the bed of the closet and then he's right on his movement opportunity and he instantly moves, if the 10-second timer is up and you're not at the opposite door, it doesn't say, okay, you're done, and then if you get to the door between the 10 and 15 seconds, nothing will happen. I think he'll instantly teleport into your room, which is fine. That's fine. Okay. Wait, I'm cooking. Hold on. If that's the case... Wait, hold on. Then I get to the door. Wait. I can optimize this. This is not a 7% chance I win the game. If that's true, what I just said, then if I get to the door exactly 14 seconds from his first movement opportunity down into the hallway, then it'll instantly tell... Nope, that doesn't work. Well, let's test it. No. Okay. At 33 seconds, so at 48, he kills me. So I'm gonna run up to the door right now. He teleported. So he should kill me now. I understand it now. I understand it now. Now, if I'm at the door right now, he should teleport now. Okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get to the door at exactly 14 seconds. This is going to give me even more movement opportunities to move with. Okay. So that was at 35. So we're going to wait about 5-ish seconds. Now we go back. Now I have to check the bed. I would die. But I didn't. He's going to give me 10 more seconds. See? Okay. This is the full strat. Let me introduce you to the FNAF 4 Night 5 No Door Blind strategy. First, I'm going to explain 6 different timers that Fredbear has. First is 20-second idle timer. This one is simple. If you sit in the center of the room for 20 seconds, he'll jump scare you.
He also has an idle jump scare that will trigger if you haven't moved in 15 seconds.
No.
No.
You're wrong. Second, his 3-second movement opportunity timer. Fredbear's AI level is 12. So, 12 divided by 20 is 60%. So, Fredbear has a 60% chance to move every 3 seconds. If he moves, he has a 50% chance to go to the other corner and always make noise, and he has a 50% chance to silently enter the hallway. Now, it's very important you understand this next part. This 3-second movement timer is on an interval system, and not when he has the chance to move. For example, let's say you clear Fredbear from the bed at exactly 1 minute, 29 seconds, and 90 milliseconds. The moment he teleports back to the corner, he will have a movement opportunity at 1 minute, 30 seconds. And it is possible that he goes right into the hallway. It's not that when he gets back to the corner, then a 3-second timer starts. The last 4 timers are split into 2 groups, when Fredbear enters the hallway and when Fredbear teleports to the bed of the closet. Let's start with the hallway group. When Fredbear enters the hallway, 2 timers start. A 15-second normal jump scare timer and a 10-second timer for if you are at the other door. Remember, the second timer here is in between 10 and 15 seconds. When I originally did this challenge, I thought you had to be at the door at 10 seconds. The reason this is important is because the next 2 timers start when you get to the door, then Fredbear teleports. Once Fredbear teleports to the bed of the closet, 2 timers start. A 20-second normal jump scare timer and a 10-second timer where if he's on the bed and you are coming back from the closet, he'll jump scare you. And if he's in the closet and you look back from the bed, he'll jump scare you. This basically means that once Fredbear has teleported and 10 seconds have gone by, and you haven't checked the bed of the closet, you now have a 50% chance to lose the game. We want to avoid this at all costs. Now let's get into the basics of this strategy. Yes, the basics. If you are doing it like me, where you are blindfolded, you need a metronome. I'm not joking. Set it on 60 beats per minute and count with it. If you are not blindfolded and you are just blind mode in the game, you can use a timer like Live Split. Just know it'll be a lot of quick but easy math. At the start of night 5, Fredbear doesn't actually spawn for 20 seconds. So just go around the room loading every area so the game is smoother. Now I'm going to explain the cycle, and it will be represented by this timeline. The cycle starts with always counting from 1 the moment Fredbear starts moving. Fredbear moves the moment the sound of him going from one hallway to the other starts and not ends. Once you reach the count of 4, if Fredbear moves back to the other hallway, pretend that your 4 was a 1 and start counting from 2 like this.
2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Do this for any number that he moves on, like 7 and 10. Also, start counting from 1 the moment you clear him from the bed or the closet. If you reach 4 and you hear nothing from Fredbear, now we are at Schrodinger's bear. We have to assume that Fredbear did get into the hallway, but we want to take as little risk as possible. So the basis of this strategy centers around getting Fredbear to the bed of the closet as safely as possible, but make it so we catch as many movement opportunity chances from Fredbear to teleport him to the bed or the closet. First, quickly run up to the door to reset the idle timer. I tested it, and looking at the bed does not reset this timer. You keep counting until you get to 15. Then, you click the opposite hallway door. Sit there until you get to 22. Go back, check the bed, then check the closet. The reason we wait until we get to 15 is because it is the latest but safest count to get as many movement opportunities for Fredbear to get into the hallway, and not jump scare us if he goes down on his first try. It takes 2.25 seconds to go from the middle of the room to a hallway door, and the same time to go back. The reason we leave just at 22 is because of the same concept, but for the bed and the closet jump scare timers. It is the latest but safest count for as many silent teleports without getting jump scared if he's in the closet when we look back from looking at the bed. When you get back to the center of the room, there's a major optimization that I didn't do, or at least do well. When you get back to the center, start counting from 1 again. Look at the bed. If he's on the bed, do not clear him, and instead wait till you count to 10. It is the latest but safest, even if it takes the longest to clear him from the bed. You might think, why the hell would I not clear him right away? Well, if you know that you can clear him safely, why would you not use that time to progress through the night? If he's not on the bed, keep counting and go to the closet. Once you reach 8, close the door. When you clear Fredbear from the bed, the longest it takes to clear him is a little over 2 seconds. But for the closet, the absolute latest is 4 seconds. Then, once you hear him go back to the corner, start counting from 1 again. And that's the cycle of case 1. Case 1 is when Fredbear gets put into a corner after you clear him from the bed or the closet, and he moves to the other corner at least once. Here's the full cycle in real time. However, case 2 is when Fredbear gets cleared from the bed of the closet, but he only makes a moving sound once, meaning he hasn't moved to the other hallway. Like I said, with the 3-second movement timer, if Fredbear gets cleared, he can move to the hallway basically instantly. So Schrodinger's bear starts instantly since he could be in the hallway right away. If he ever does move to the opposite corner again, you're back on case 1. But if Fredbear only makes one audio cue after you clear him from the bed of the closet, you have to do case 2. This just changes the times when you move by 3 seconds. So instead of leaving at 15 and coming back at 22, you leave at 12 and you come back at 19. When you get back to the center and count from 1 again, it's the same numbers, 10 and 8 for bed and closet to waste time. And that's it. All that's left is to deal with Fredbear's laughs. And honestly, that comes with practice. Alright, that was a lot. For the people who just watched me explain everything, my counting is going to be a little different, and I didn't do as much stalling when I could have. So my run is not as optimal as I made it for you. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is my completed run of Night 5 in this challenge. So I wanted to pick a really intense song for the last night, but because the metronome, it's kind of hard to find one of those. So I have an interesting song choice, but I think it turned out pretty good.
Attempt 61, boys. Attempt 61. I think my chances of winning this game are significantly higher now. Now that I've like literally mastered every timer in the game. Alright, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 3, 4, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2, 3, 4. I'm so good. What's going on, guys? Was that the bite of 87?